Mariko Tamaki and Ivan Reyes explore Arkham Tower as Gotham's new initiative to deal with the violent criminals is revealed, but all doesn't go well for the new tower as the patients go rogue and take it over, leading to chaos in the streets and in the Bat family. Mariko Tamaki finally breaks free from the myriad of tie-ins and backup stories she's had to write through Detective Comics while it was running in sync with James Tynion's Batman book, now letting her tell her own stories, which in this first issue of a 12-issue series doesn't disappoint, setting up an interesting mystery for the Bat family to handle while Batman is out of Gotham doing his own thing across the world in Joshua Williamson's Batman ongoing. While we are just dropped into the middle of the story with the promise of some flashbacks setting up the big hostage situation we see in the middle of this issue, I'm a little disappointed that Arkham Tower turned out exactly how I thought it would be, which is, of course, it's compromised and the people are running it are kind of shady and maybe corrupt and doing weird things to the patients that turn them even more violent. That being said, I'm kind of okay with the way they're going with it, since that's actually referenced in the book by the journalist Deb Donovan, who gives kind of a good insight into the whole Arkham mental health thing in Gotham, in that while it's all well and good to treat these people for mental health and everything, you can't treat pure evil, which many of the patients are, and it's always going to end the same, which is they end up taking over Arkham Asylum, in this case Arkham Tower, and causing mayhem and killing people and everything. I'm looking forward to seeing how Dick and Steph go undercover in the building though, since that's hinted at this issue as well, and what's really going on with the tower, since we're given hints that the Doctor in charge isn't all he is cracked up to be. So I'm intrigued to see what Mariko has in store for us there and how she'll go against the grain and sort of make the story, which is very predictable, something different. Ivan Reyes joins the series with some brilliant artwork, capturing all of the detail and grimy darkness of Gotham so well, and doing some really great pages that focus on the color red, since that's the lighting in the tower when the systems go down and that sort of stuff. And red obviously is the color most associated with stuff like rage and anger and violence, which is indeed what the tower is filled with at the moment, so it's quite fitting that a lot of those pages were covered in that, and the acts that were happening on those pages were acts of violence. So I liked that sort of meeting of the script and the art sort of melding together like that. It was really cool. Detective Comics issue 1047 was a great start to the big Shadow of the Bat event, giving Tamaki a chance to finally write a story that isn't subservient to the Batman ongoing and to explore some of the working dynamics of Gotham's mental health systems and the Bat family without their leader. I'm going to give this issue an 8 out of 10. Detective Comics issue 1047 finds Dr. Weir talking about how every tragedy that has happened has been preventable, knowing that Arkham Asylum was made to seem like a necessity thanks to the Gotham's fear of chaos and the unknown and the violence, but really it was just a nightmare, with the events of A-Day teaching them that hiding this is no solution, and while they can lock nightmares away, the darkness can creep out and can't be contained. He once knew Arkham Asylum was right instead of easy, but that was the past, and the Arkham Tower is the future. He knows in the week since they've opened the tower, they've begun their commitments of treatment over punishment, using holistic and humane and effective ways to treat inmates, leading to breakthroughs he wants to use to bring the best of mental health to all of Gotham, since mental health isn't just a problem for Gotham's most dangerous, it's a struggle they all face. Deb Donovan soon interrupts for a question, wondering why he's keeping information on the pharmaceutical companies that are helping them from the public. Weir apologizes to the woman, knowing he'll make up a list and make it publicly available. In the crowd, Chris Nakano is told by his wife that their babysitter is only available until 3 PM, so they need to leave soon. Weir meanwhile decides to show some of the tower's results, bringing forth Mr. Roy Dowd, many of which know the man as Nero, a man who believed he had divine imperative to murder Chris Nakano, and whose delusions rendered him incapable of being part of society. Weir demonstrates how well his work is taken to Roy by uncuffing the man, getting him to tell the crowd how he is feeling. Roy says that he feels good, not knowing what else to say, but Weir is glad the man is doing good as the crowd begin to murmur, taking pictures of the supposed reformed villain. After the presentation, Dr. Chase Meridian meets with Mayor Nakano, who introduces the doctor to his wife. Chase thinks that 1 week in and the progress on Weir's treatment seems remarkable, and Nakano reveals that he recently upped the tower's patient load with some critical cases from Gotham's hospitals. Dr. Weir comes to see Chris, who knows that he was very amenable in bringing in Chase as a consultant consultant, but Weir knows that he needed her, really happy that she joined the team, knowing that they have dramatic and life-changing effects for those pilot patients, and he doesn't want a medical miracle, he wants replicatable results, and that only is possible through transparency. Later on, Deb meets with Kate Kane, who wants to know why Deb is interested in Dr. Weir. The journalist has some inklings about him, knowing that she hasn't found any of his treatments backed by any research, and she doesn't like mental hospitals that put on a show. She asks Kate what the bad news is, learning some pharmaceutical drugs are on the streets and they don't know where they are coming from, but party crashers are dealing them. Deb didn't think the Crashers were into that sort of stuff or were even big enough for this, but Deb knows that there are no miracles, especially when the name Arkham is attached to it. In Arkham Tower, a scarred woman named Anna does some arts and crafts, cutting out a picture of a tower, as Deb knows that many of the people in the tower are evil, and while she believes in treating mental illness, you can't stop evil, and believing you can has proven to be a deadly delusion in Gotham. 24 days after the tower opens, a hostage situation erupts, with the police surrounding the tower and Sergeant Timmons talking with those inside, wanting to end this safely. The person on the other end of the radio won't give them their name, only that they are his nightmare and they have demands. Oracle tries to get through to Nightwing, who is in the tower, but he's not responding despite Barb knowing that he is still alive. She tries to contact the others as Batwoman races towards the tower, where inside, Anna tries to kill another patient, but is punched in the face by someone. Mayor Nakano meanwhile demands to know what is happening and where Dr. Weir is, as Anna hums a tune as she walks down one of the hallways, searching for someone as Batwoman arrives. The cops tell the person on the radio that their demands won't be achievable in the time they have, when suddenly a body is thrown from the tower, with the voice saying that this is the price of the cops' failure to comply with their demands. The body is revealed to be Dr. Weir as Batwoman takes off for the tower. The cops find that one of Weir's fingers is missing, having been taken by Anna, who knows they need something to negotiate with, something the police value. Batwoman regroups with Batgirl nearby, forming a plan of attack, but Kate knows that they don't have a full picture on the security systems of the tower, which means they have no idea what the setup inside is and where the people are. Soon Nightwing breaks silence on the comms, with Oracle wanting to know his location. Dick, who is undercover in the tower, says that he's on the 9th floor, knowing that he saw Steph in the crowd, but there was too much gunfire and they were separated. He asks about Huntress, but Oracle hasn't heard anything from Helena. Dick hopes that she's still alive, as in a nearby elevator, a bleeding white-haired woman climbs down into the shaft, as Batwoman knows that right now all they have are the people to save and answers to find fast.